All right, so this is Team Rise and Grind Team Call and Sarah Tsacognianis. Did I say that correctly?
Yes, you rocked it.
Wonderful. I love it. Okay, I've been practicing. Well, Sarah, I'm going to mute myself and go ahead and let you, if I can figure out how to mute myself on this different, okay, and go ahead and let you get started. Thank you.
Sure, let me just screen share and let me know if you guys can see it. Can you see my screen? Yes, okay, awesome. So thank you guys for hopping on tonight. I just really wanted to share with you guys a little bit about my story. So first, I have been a coach for 2 years. I am a diamond coach, and my coach is Carly Del Carlo. She is, the top 7 coach in the company. So I learned from a great coach, and I just wanted to share with you guys, when the going gets tough, I want you guys to keep going, because that's something I share with my coaches constantly. And you'll hear more. I've had health issues throughout my entire coaching journey and beyond. That was actually why I became a coach. I have celiac disease, PCOS, and things like that. And those are things that are, usually breaking points for coaches. Oftentimes I have coaches that, are either a coach and they get diagnosed with something, or someone in their family gets diagnosed and they quit. Why do you quit, you think? Why would someone quit when they could improve their own health? Right? That's my question. So for me, I share, when the going gets tough, just keep going, because it will get better. So I want you guys to, push past that doubt and push past those beliefs in your head that, maybe I'm not a good coach because of these things I'm going through. Maybe I'm so busy, and, the past year I've been doing, 52 credits for school. I've been finishing up my degree, working full time with my mom. My mom's on the call. She just hopped on. Oh, Mom, you're unmuted. So just make sure you mute. Sorry, we have a dog, so you know how that goes. So I just, I decided, instead of saying, you know what, I'm going to wait to build my business until I'm done with school 2 years from when I start, I said, you know what, I'm just going to build from the ground up. Guess what? If I'm only hitting Success Club 5 every month and not 10, that's okay. I'm still going. So let me get started. Let's hope this presentation works good. Okay. Can you guys still see the screen? Yeah? Okay. I have a new computer, so let's get started. I want you guys to think, the recipe for success. I want you guys to think, when the going gets tough, just keep going. This will be your recipe for success, you guys. Trust me, it's worked for me and it'll work for you. So each and every day I set out each morning doing personal development. For me, I'm very busy, so oftentimes I do it on the way to work. I do audiobooks. Right now I'm listening to a John C. Maxwell book, and I do that on my way to work. By the time I get to work, I already share my takeaways with my team. And I say, you know what, guys, do your takeaways? What are your personal development takeaways for the day? And I'm present on the team page. That's something that I don't schedule. Something I do each and every day, because it keeps me on track. Oftentimes this business, we say it's easy, but it's not. It's simple. Simple's not easy. So I want you guys to remember that. Stick to the 3 vital behaviors. Have a success partner. If you don't have one yet, reach out to other coaches. Reach out to someone that's, maybe just a little bit ahead of you. Because guess what? If you reach out to them, you're going to have no idea where your business could go from there. You don't know what their strengths and weaknesses are, and that could really help you in your business as well. So I have a success partner. My success partner is Sammy Sco, and she's also one of Carly's coaches. So also goal setting. When I don't goal set, my business does not move forward, okay? Not just goals that are rank-based or income-based. I want you guys to set attainable goals, small action steps. So for me, I set how many challenge packs do I want to sell, or how many challengers do I want to sign up per week, per month, per year, okay? Think of that. Do that, and you will be on your road to success. Also, focus on the vital behaviors every day. For me, I have anxiety, and I don't like putting my success or goals for myself, like say Success Club, in the hands of someone else. So I tell my coaches, focus on the 3 vital behaviors every day. If you want to hit Success Club 5, usually 1 in 10 people say yes. So how many people would you have to talk to? At least 30 people, right? So make sure you're doing the vital behaviors. And instead of wishing, waiting, or hoping, ask yourself each and every day, what can I do for myself today in my business, and for myself, my health, and what is in my control? Ask yourself that daily. So today I got home from work at around 6. I got home later than normal. I woke up at 4 a.m. to get my power hour in before work. And guess what? It's early, but I decided that 3 days per week, I'm going to do that. I'm going to make that short-term sacrifice in order to build my business, because I'd rather, at night, I'd rather spend time on team calls or, at home. So ask yourself what's in your control each and every day, okay? And if you're in a funk, use those 3 vital behaviors to get out of it, because let's be real, the first 2, personal development and working out, those will get you out of a funk. Because I know for me, very easily I can, get depressed, get anxious about my business. So instead, I just focus on what can I do every day and what is in my control. Okay, this is a little blurry because I expanded it, but it was a quote that I saw, and it said, if you don't like the road you're walking on, start paving another path. And that just really spoke to me today. Why not just start paving another path for success for yourself? Why not? This weekend at Super Saturday, I just want to share a little story. Sorry if I talk so fast. I'm from Boston, and I don't know, we just talk really fast. And there was a coach who's been in the business for 15 months, and she stood on stage as a 10-star coach. And I'm sitting in my seat like, why aren't I on stage? And I could easily compare myself, right? I could easily get into a funk from that. And I used to after events. Like, why isn't that me? What did I do wrong? Instead, change your mindset. Why not say, you know what? This path I'm walking on for my business is not working. Start paving a new one. That's literally, I was bawling my eyes out at that event because I realized, especially after hearing Chelsea and Rob talk, I realized, you know what? I can start today, starting a new chapter in my coaching journey. So that's what I'm doing. My team and I recommitted to the vital behaviors each and every day, and we're holding ourselves accountable. I said, for the next 30 days, imagine how much our business can change. Last night on our team call with Carly, she said, you know what? At the end of the day, I want you guys to ask yourself, if my coaches did what I did today, would they be successful? And it's simple, yes or no. I'm writing it on my desk. I have an alarm set on my phone, and that's posted in my team page now, and they know too. Doesn't matter if you have no one underneath you. Start paving that new path and take others along with you. So sorry for my spiel, but it was really life-changing to me when I heard that. I'm like, you know what? Instead of saying, why aren't I on stage? Say, how can I be there next time? And I saw this girl say, you know what? Most of the times when people aren't seeing success, it's because you're overcomplicating it. She said she did the 3 vital behaviors every single day. It didn't matter if she was sick or it was a birthday. Guess what? Maybe work for 20 minutes that day, not an hour plus. Simple, right? Simple, not easy. So that's my new mentality, and I wanted to share it with you guys as well. So let's dive in more. So personal development and positive vibes, that's huge for me. I share with my team that, I'm naturally a negative person. If something goes wrong, like I love having a planner, having my day set, having everything down to a T. Guess what? If something throws a wrench in my plan, usually I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Instead, no, positive vibes only. Let's be real. Personal development helps with that. And I know we probably sound like a broken record saying it, but it's true. It really is. For me, podcasts don't cut it alone. I need a personal development book. So right now I'm doing, I think it's 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John C. Maxwell. Yes, you too. I always butcher the title. So that's why I'm like, I think it's that, but that is it. And positive affirmations, those are huge for me. And before, I remember hearing them 2 years ago, and I'm like, that's so stupid. Like, I'm not going to say to myself, I am pretty, I am smart. No, but instead, if you guys listen to, I'm a team call, a national coach called Junkie, and I do it while I'm on the go, while I'm on a walk. So Tara Card said, sticky notes, anytime you have a negative thought, challenge it with a positive one. Okay. So in the back of my Beachbody notebook, I'm a pen and paper kind of girl. So I have a notebook for my notes and such. And I have sticky notes, colorful sticky notes with any negative thought. I will challenge it with a positive one. And when I'm having a bad day, I will go look at that. So write these positive affirmations and help form that belief system in yourself and believe in yourself. I know in the beginning, when I was a coach, I did not believe in myself. I used to get anxiety before a team call if I had to speak. Like if Carly was going to call me, so I was Carly's one of her first coaches. So when Carly would call me in a call, I'd be like sweating, like, oh my goodness, am I going to mess this up? I would have notes written like on my computer screen so I wouldn't look down. I was that bad. And in college, I actually withdrew from a class because I had to do an oral presentation. It's that crazy. So I used to have such bad anxiety. And so really, I want you guys to know that if you don't believe in yourself yet, rely on your leader in the beginning. lean on them because they believe in you. They wouldn't have you on their team if they didn't believe in you. Be real, okay? And when I saw Carly one time, she was like, hey, 20 minutes before a call, can you leave a team call for me? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, no sweat. And I was like having a panic attack. But I realized, you know what? She believed in me. She wouldn't have told me to do it otherwise. So build that belief in yourself after. Then when you sign up coaches, have them lean on you for that belief in the beginning, okay? And John C. Maxwell says that a lot in the book that we're reading as well. I love it. And so also form a support system. So pair up with a success partner, share your vision with the team, because that's huge. Something I slacked on up until recently is sharing my vision and my goals with my team. This year I wanted to push for elite, and guess what? It didn't pull together because I didn't share the vision with the team. I said it once, January 1st. That doesn't cut it. So share your vision consistently. Why not? They should tell you their goals. Why not share yours? Okay. Reach out to others on your team too and empower others. Focus on what you can do and not what you cannot do. I have so many coaches that say, well, if only I had time, then I'd do my power hour. Guess what? If you have 10 minutes, that's all I need from you. And that's really how I worked building my business while in college and working full time. And also form a mastermind with other coaches. That's huge. I've been doing that lately. Forming masterminds with other coaches that are, a similar rank as me or similar place in leadership with me, and focus on positivity and pushing yourself as a leader. Because if you aren't pushing yourself as a leader, how would your team be pushing, right? That's something I tell myself constantly. So, cut off a little. Okay, and daily activity, the 3 vital behaviors. I know it's something you guys already know, but I feel like you can never hear it enough. Because for me, this weekend, it just clicked for me. I know I'm doing these daily, but guess what? Maybe I'm not consistent enough. So goal set each and every week to see where you need to move forward in your business. What steps do you need to take? I'm huge on goal setting and calculating things. So I'm a business major. I love numbers and stuff like that. So what you do daily is what will reflect in your business. So I used to think, of course I was hitting Success Club, but maybe it wasn't happening earlier in the month. Why not? Maybe I wasn't being consistent with my power hours early on in the month. Okay, so think, whatever your business reflects is what you are putting into it. Focus on daily actions because those will yield your results that you want to see. And also remember, I know this, Facebook is a huge time waster. Let's be real, but we use it for work. So remember, Facebook scrolling versus adding contacts to your network. I remember before I'd be like on Facebook scrolling. Oh, I'm just going to add new contacts from groups and such. And I just keep scrolling and I'm, hanging out with my friends on Facebook instead. So remember that your power hour is not just scrolling on Facebook. And I know this seems blunt, but I promise it's not. It's so true. This is all things that I learned because they were things that I was doing wrong. So focus on those 3 vital behaviors daily, and that'll help you pull yourself out of a funk, or say you're doubtful, it'll pull you past that. See the light at the end of the tunnel with these 3 vital behaviors, because let's be real, if you're doing your power hours and you still aren't seeing results yet, maybe it's because you aren't doing them consistently. But if you're doing your workout and your personal development and sharing those, that will help the snowball effect. You'll see the light at the end of the tunnel. And remember, it's up to you to put in the daily work. Be a sponge on your team calls. Get onto any training that you can. That's what I did as a coach. And that's something that, some of my coaches don't take advantage of is my team trainings. And it's easy as a leader to get frustrated, but at the same time, I know people are busy. So instead I said, instead of saying, why aren't you guys on doing my trainings? So annoyed. No, well, guys, I know you're busy. I'm busy too. Can you give me 10 minutes a day into a training? Boom. Totally just ask them to be a sponge because that's how they're going to learn. And let's be real, run with the people that are willing. Okay. Ask yourself, what is in your favor instead of victim mentality? And I know this is something that I used to struggle with, okay? Each day, ask yourself, what is in your favor? What can you do for your business no matter what that day? Don't focus on what you cannot accomplish. Focus on the basics, things that you can do each and every day. Remember, what you do daily is better than what you do once in a while. And that's something that really hit home for me. I used to do things once in a while and wondered why they didn't work. It's because I wasn't being consistent. And I always, bring it back when you were on your health journey right in the beginning. If you worked out once a week versus working out 7 days a week, how would your results be? If you worked out 5 days a week versus 7 days a week, how would your results be? Okay? Think about that. What you do daily is definitely going to pay off as opposed to what you do once a week. Ask yourself each night before bed, which is what Carly told us. If my coaches did what I did today, would they be successful? And it's a cut or dry, yes or no. Yesterday, I thought I was, had a huge day planned. I was getting photos done for my business, things like that. At the end of the day, Carly asked us that, and I was like, no. If my coaches did what I did today, they would not be successful. That's the pretty things. It's not the hard work that goes into it. So instead, I sent more invites and stuff like that. So today I woke up with a new mentality, and you know what? Today, whatever I do today is going to rub off onto my team. And it's definitely helping. Action items, okay? So I'm getting to the end of this. And I want you guys to, don't focus on the hard times. Focus on what you can turn them into. I remember Lindsay Matway was on our Team Iron Edge call one time, and she said, focus on the blessing and turn it into a blessing. So it doesn't matter how hard something is, turn it into a positive. Wonder, what can I do for your life? Instead of saying that's happening to me, it's happening for me. And that was huge for me because, I used to be like the biggest complainer before I was diagnosed with celiac because I was just so sick. So that negativity just really stuck with me for years. And I even see it creeping in sometimes. When I didn't get my personal development early in this morning, I noticed it creeping in. So get those negative thoughts out of your head and see, what is this doing for me? Okay, this is huge. This is a win the day mentality. So I want you guys to write down after this call and share it in your team page too. 5 to 10 things you can do daily to move your business forward. Do these actions every day. I have it up here on my desk, right here. And it has, my daily actions. I don't know if you guys can see. Oh, someone just hopped on. I don't know if you guys, you can't see it. I'm on screen sharing. Sorry. Oops. But it has my daily actions. So I have the amount of conversations I have to start every day, follow-ups, invites, how many posts on social media I want to do each day, going through my messages, how many new contacts to add daily, to check into my challenge groups, tracking, working on my to-do list, and then repeat. Each and every day I focus on that, the things that are on my list, because at the end of the day, if I accomplish that and the other vital behaviors, I am moving my business forward, okay? That's huge for me. Also, be a sponge, like I said before. Take in all the information you can get from your upline coaches. This is for you guys. You're really lucky you have Sarah Tri right above you guys. She is like a distant upline for me, and I love tuning into her calls, her trainings. I subscribe to anything and everything she had. Tonight, I subscribed to her call, but I wasn't able to be on live because I had to get my workout in, another 3 vital behavior. So now I'll get the email of that call, and I'll listen to it tomorrow morning before my power hour. So just take in all the training you can get and be that sponge. Apply what you've learned and take the baton and run with it. So as that coach was saying at Super Saturday, she said, you know what? My coach gave me this baton and said, you know what? It's your turn to run with this. So I ran, and now anytime I have a new coach, I give them that baton and tell them to run with it as well. So that was huge for me. And again, this is a little blurry. Sorry about that. But think to yourself, when you have exhausted all possibilities, remember this, you haven't exhausted all your possibilities. When you feel like giving up, don't give up, because there's still more to give for you guys. So I hope that helped you guys. Now I wanted to open up for questions. Anyone have any questions? We had some people hop on. Yay.
Does anybody have any questions?
My team usually doesn't even ask questions. I'm like, ask questions.
Yeah. Sometimes we do. I'm really excited, Sarah. I just loved this call. You are a bundle of fabulous energy, and I love that.
Thank you.
I put stars next to a couple things. Oh, one thing that I didn't write down that really shouted out at me too was when you said that you were watching that coach at Super Saturday, and you could have thought, well, because you've been doing this for how long?
2 years.
Okay, so and I'm almost 2 years. So we could look at that and think, well, why in the world is, why is she better than me? What's she doing different? And we do that. We do that.
We do it. I mean, everyone does it naturally.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the thing. That's what we do naturally. But then we have to, as we grow as leaders, we need to be aware of that and say, stop that. Look at this as a learning experience. So I love that. So whenever I catch myself doing that, I do the same thing. I'll be like, oh no, stop and learn from that person instead of.
Yeah, now I'm like, every day I think of this girl, and I know it probably is like creepy. I'm like, what is she doing to move her business forward today, and why can't I do it?
Yeah.
She's a stay-at-home mom, and I know we have different, what I do for work, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Still do it.
So take those ideas and make them, tweak them to make them our own. And then that's it. We just got to figure out what works for us. And then I starred a couple of things you wrote, like what you repeated several times. If my coaches did what I did today, would they be successful? Wow. That's really good.
That's like so crazy. Carly said it last night, and it like hit me like a ton of bricks. And I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, because I do not expect my coaches to do things that I'm not doing. And there are days when, like you said, there are days when I'm like, wow, I just wasted a bunch of time, making a pretty picture or whatever. But I'm pushing and I'm trying. And so, yeah, I love that. I love, I want my coaches to be able to know that I'm doing those things as well. Everything I'm asking them to do, I'm doing myself. And then I also love the share your vision with your team. I don't think I've done that. I don't think I've shared my vision with my team. I've inspired my team, but I haven't shared my vision with them.
Yeah, and that's huge for me, because at first I'm like, well, why would I share my vision? I'm their coach, but why not be in the trenches with them? And that's my new mentality. And so I did a little video yesterday, and I said, guys, this is my vision for 2015 into 2016. Because we're going to go for elite. And it's scary to me, but you know what? That's okay. And I said, here's how you guys can help me on that goal.
Yes.
And we're going to do it as a team.
Because my goal for 2015 was to go for elite. And that's your team. You don't make elite unless your team is
elite.
Yeah. So I love that. So I need to work on that. I need to figure out how I can put my vision into words and share that with my team. So thank you. And then another thing I loved was what is in your favor instead of the victim mentality. I have really been focusing on positiveness and trying to put an upswing on things. And that comes from my coach. Sarah is big time on that.
Yeah, she is.
And she'll call me out on it. And her and I have gone at it before. It has made us stronger. And so I constantly push my team to be positive. And if they say anything, if they question or vent or anything like that, they need to have a positive upswing. So I love that. Yeah, but
yes, I love that too. Carly's huge on that, and something we put into our team too, because negativity doesn't do good.
No, it just doesn't help at all. So, and venting is okay, but it's usually more of a one-on-one. Like Sarah said, if you need to text me and vent, that's okay. But it's, we should reserve that for more one-on-one.
Yeah, so, Carly actually said it once to me, and it really hit home, was, instead of venting down to your team, venting to your team, vent up to your mentor.
Yes, exactly. That's good. I like that. Well, does anybody else have any questions? Okay. I think that's it. Awesome. Well, Sarah, thank you so much. And I know you have a team call that you're getting ready to do for your team.
Yeah.
We really appreciate everything that you did tonight, and I look forward to sharing this with our team. So thank you.
Awesome. Anytime. Have a great night, guys.
All right. Have a good night.
Good. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.